Hello everybody, this is EmpiricalApollyon, and this is my car versus car video. It is the first one that I've made. I've kind of wanted to do these for a long time, but I've never really gotten around to it. I've done them in person with a couple of friends of mine before, but I've never done it in a video. And I think that's a really cool thing to do, and I think I can make it work. So the first one that I'm gonna do, which is this video, of course, is the age-old old school versus new school. And what two better cars to do this with than the '69 Camaro SS, and I believe it's a 2015 Civic SI. And these are both the sport versions of the car. And basically the cars are both completely stock, so that's not a deal. The only thing that I've changed is the tires. I did not even change the width of the tires. It's just the actual tires themselves. I've upgraded them to racing tires. That makes it where they're mostly handleable. Handleable? Is that a word? It's a new word now. Makes them mostly handleable. And that's the only thing I've done. No performance upgrade, anything. I think that's the most fair way to go about this challenge. And how I did this is they would both be on the same track. I would do 3 laps, and I would pick the fastest time, or the fastest lap, basically, of those 3. And I'm thinking of anything else that I did that I'm not thinking about at the moment. I don't have a script or anything, so I'm making it up as I go. I obviously know which one won. Might be surprising, it might not. I don't know. Depends on which one you think will win. I'm not going to give any hints away. But if this does well, then I definitely intend to be doing this a little more often than I have before, which is basically none. So I intend to be doing at least one, which is this one you're watching right now. And I've actually given myself, never mind, that doesn't make any sense. Never mind, I forgot that I didn't record anything yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. I think I've done. Well, actually, there's one more thing. Actually, it's not going to be live commentary, because I have a hard time playing this game and talking at the same time. So what I've done is I have driven the cars, and I have saved the replays of them, and that is the thing that I'm going to be commenting over. So yeah, I think that's it. Without further ado, what does that word even mean? Ado. What does ado mean? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Either way, without further ado, let's watch this. Okay, here we go. This is the 396 Camaro SS pulling up to the line. Now, I actually haven't watched this yet, so I actually don't know what this is. I believe it's revving the engine right now. For some reason, I can't hear it in my headphones, which is weird. And off we go. I wish I could hear this. It'd be very cool if I could hear this. This first turn is actually kind of difficult sometimes. It's hard to gauge how slow you need to go. And this isn't the cleanest lap, but this is the lap that had the fastest time, surprisingly enough. Now, the one advantage that the Camaro has the Civic does not is it goes a little faster on the straights. As you can see, this is a hard turn because it's one of the only 2 elevation changes, and this is coming up on the big straight right here. This is where the Camaro has the advantage by about 10 miles an hour, and slowing down for the this very sharp S curve up ahead, and it appears to do it perfectly fine. They were a little bit on that left edge, but it's good. Slowing down for the hairpin right here. This is another very difficult turn, and it's quite a bit on the inside, but that's just what happens sometimes. A nice aerial view here. So you're just blazing past. Not really quite blazing, but you know, I'm trying to be a little more theatrical. A nice hood view. A little bit on the outside. Looks like it's going pretty quick. Quite. The whole car's on the grass there for a second. That shaved a little bit of time. Possibly. I don't know. You can see he's just viciously grabbing at the wheel to keep control. Now there's lots of easy turns on this course, actually, but it makes up for it by having like 5 difficult ones, and you gotta go very slow, especially in these stock cars. And coincidentally, the slowest turns are right at the end of the track and a little bit after the start, so you lose a lot of time unless your car handles. Ooh, a slide! Whoa, right past the camera. Going up for the final 2 hairpins. This is one of the most difficult turns. Ooh, going over. Cutting the corner. Going out, and a little power slide. Coming up on the final stretch. And across the line. Now, it is the Civic's turn. I'm doing this back to back, so and again, I haven't watched these yet, so pulling up to the line. I imagine I'm revving the engine. Again, I can't hear anything. Tires blazing. Going in for the first hairpin turn. Slowing down to what I imagine is like 15 miles an hour. A little bit of slide there. That is the one thing, is that the Camaro is rear-wheel drive. The Civic is front-wheel drive. So the back end will actually kind of slide out a bit easier in this car. This is it actually looks faster than the Camaro, but I guarantee it's not as fast as the Camaro. Blazing past the camera there. Looks like it's going like 200 miles an hour on a couple of those shots. Slowing down for the actually it's not yet. There we go. Now we're slowing down for the hairpin here, the S curve. A little bit on the inside, a little bit of drifty action. This car was actually very difficult to handle because I'm really not. Well, I typically don't drive these cars anyway in this game, but I'm used to the rear-wheel drive cars, and this is not that. And a nice aerial view of taking a wide turn, quite a wide turn, if I may say so. I can say so because it's my own car that I drove. Not as that shot was not as violent as the Camaro's was, if you remember it. And going in for the easy turns here. It's it's easy to misjudge these because they're easy turns, but you imagine that they're not, and they're just kind of difficult somehow. You can see violently trying to keep the car under control again, just as the Camaro. That's a joke, by the way. Momentarily lost where I am on the inside. Oh my gosh, that looked wildly out of control almost for a second. I have a hard time thinking this was the fastest lap, but it was. And coming up on 2 more easy turns. Looks like it's going mighty slow, but to be fair, it looks not as fast because this car does it just doesn't look as fast. It doesn't look as good as the Camaro. And coming up on this the final hairpin S curve. This is very difficult. Oh, over the grass, cutting the corner just like the Camaro. Staying inside the line on the last bit. Coming on the straightaway. And across the line. Now, down to the nitty-gritty. Which one triumphed? Now, remember, both cars were on the same track, the same conditions. They were both stock except for the tires. So, it's a pretty fair comparison. The only difference was the quality of the driving, and I tried to have that be as good as possible. And the Camaro did it in 3 minutes 10.618. And now, more importantly, the Civic's time. The Civic did it in 3 minutes 9.713. The Camaro lost by 1 second 105 hundredths. That is what you call a close race. Either way, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.